All right. Good morning to you. Happy Friday, everybody. It's time for that HMG weekly wrap up. You guys know the routine. Oh, I'm actually a little early. Good. I'll give more time for you heathens to get on here and say hello. Just going to take a couple minutes, wait for some of you to get on here. Hope everybody's doing well. Make sure I got everything ready this time. Okay. All right. Looks like we're going good. If you're out there in the old interweb lands and you're seeing this, leave a comment, say hello. Let me know where you're at in the world. And what's the weather like where you're at? I'd like to start the show off with a special shout out to Mother Nature, actually. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mother Nature, who apparently seems to be off her meds. What is it with this bipolar weather that we have going on? Oh, the Shay Sparks over at the IG. I see you over there, girl. What's up? How you doing? Shay, what do you think of my shirt? I got this shirt recently, and T Dog, what's up? Nice to see that our YouTube channel is back up. YouTube didn't like us there for a while. And I'm wearing this shirt today for someone special, and mainly for my siblings out there. Anyway, but yeah, back to Mother Nature. I'd like to request that you go back on your meds, because this bipolar, it's in the 60s and then down into the 20s, and then snowing, and then rain, and then in the 50s, and then back down into the 30s. I'm done with this. I remember, what was it, about a week or two ago, I saw the birds flying north, getting ready. Like, oh, cool. All the geese are flying north. And then, like 2 days later, they were flying south again. That's some, yeah. Anyway, so that's my request for the week. How's everybody doing? Coming off of St. Patrick's Day, even more important, coming off my birthday. I mean, let's be honest, that's probably that's a big holiday there, right? I had a good time. Went out to Atlantic City last weekend for first time ever. Interesting city. Interesting, but beautiful nonetheless. In a sense of like being on the ocean. I love being on the water, so that part was nice. A little chilly, but had a good time nonetheless. And then St. Patrick's Day. Now that I think back, I look at it and I was like, I was going to do a St. Patrick's Day show and just dress up like a leprechaun, and I totally wasn't functional. Just being honest, couldn't do it. So there you have it. Now we're here, Friday, HMG weekly wrap up, your HMG weekly wrap up. Let's dive into some of the topics this week. And before we even get into that, I want to give a shout out to all the shows at Heroes Media Group. Please go make sure you check out these shows. We've created such an awesome community here over the last going on 11 years now. This September will be 11 years of Heroes Media Group, and there's been a lot of shows that have come and gone, and the shows that are on the network right now. Fantastic hosts doing great things in their own community and believe in what we are doing here as a network as a whole, trying to create some more positivity in the world. So please go check out heroesmediagroup.com. We've got a new show. I'll give them a quick shout out. Uncommon Sense, a new show that have recently started here on HMG. We're excited to have them on board. So yeah, new stuff out coming, and we're loving every bit of it. So please go support, share, follow these podcasters on their social platforms, and you can see their social platforms on their show page on HMG. So the other thing I'd like to say before we get into the kind of the news topics this week is, first off, thank you for being here each and every week and being a support of the Heroes Media Group Network. And we've got a lot of great things coming up this year. I'm being very optimistic that we can continue to grow HMG and double in size this year. Hey, thank you, Chris Hellickson, Uncle Lou. I appreciate you, man. Always appreciate the love and support. Hey, Lou, what do you think of the shirt? Right? I know eventually my parents are going to watch this, and my siblings will watch this. So I'm throwing that out there. Anyway, let's again, thank you all for the support over the years, and let's continue to grow. This isn't just a media company or a podcast network. This is a community, and we couldn't do this without you. And obviously, with the way things are going in the world, we need this community to continue to grow and support. So, Ryan Hunt, what's up, brother? Good morning to you, sir. Appreciate you jumping on as always. If you're not following Ryan Hunt, give Ryan a look see. He's got a lot. The guy's all over the place. I mean, the guy's like raising the bar in the veteran community and things. He's got an event coming up later this year, Bet Social, that I've been fortunately enough to be a part of a couple of times and whatnot. So Ryan, thank you. Appreciate you. You are part of this community, and we certainly appreciate that. There, Bethany. Yeah, you see it. Yeah, Uncle Lou. Yeah, I hear it. Never. I love it. I knew this would spark. I knew the shirt would spark a little flair. I was either going to go with this or the Pat McCrotch one, but you guys have seen that one already. So I just got this one. So I thought, I chose violence today. Let's go for it. Starting family chaos. I love it. Right? Anyway, Bethany Bird, appreciate you. My sister-in-law, teacher, community hero. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. So listen, let's continue to grow this network. Share this out. And if you believe in what we're doing here over the last going on 11 years, then share this out and let's get more people involved. We've tried this last year and it hasn't really kicked off, and I'm really hoping we can do it because I think it's important, but I really want to highlight our community heroes that are out there doing good. I think a lot of us would agree that we see a lot of negativity in the mainstream media, or as I like to call the propaganda machine. And we need a community like HMG to come kind of combat that. And that's really what we need to do. Now, that's not to say that some of the stories that I'm going to be covering today aren't negative, but it kind of gives us an outlook on, hey, if that's going on, then I know there's more positive stories. I'm crazy enough to think that there's more positive stories in the world that aren't being shared than the random BS that we see on the news. So without further ado, let's get started. Arkansas restaurant kicks out Governor Sanders. Crazy. I kind of like her. She seemed like a nice gal. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked to leave a Little Rock restaurant after the owner told her that her presence made her employees feel threatened and uncomfortable because of her political views. As Sanders and her group departed, staff members flipped her off in front of other diners. Now, here's the thing. Morning, Ken. How are you, brother? Here's what they don't tell you in some of the articles that I've read about this is she was already done eating and she had already paid and they were getting ready to leave. The owner felt the need to go up to one of, I guess, the local her security detail was there, and it was making some of the employees uncomfortable. I'm curious if this place is going to shut down like the last place did in Virginia in 2018, or they shut down permanently in 2023. But I would think as a business owner, this is where this is where it kind of rubs me raw, and maybe it's just me, but like you can be civil if you're a business owner, especially if you're in the service industry in your restaurant, whether you agree with somebody's political views or not, their customer, like be respectful. And as a business owner, you have the right to refuse service to anybody. That wasn't the case here. The owner waited until after she was done eating, after she had paid the bill, and then asked her and her staff to leave. And then this is the part that I find very unprofessional is that the staff members flipped her off as she was leaving. Like, as a business owner, that doesn't look good having your staff do childish things like that. Like, you can disagree with somebody, but you can like respect the fact that they're there, they paid to be at your establishment, and tipped you for that matter. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's kind of like if you're a business owner and somebody's there enjoying your business, whether you like the person or not. If you want the person to leave, ask them to leave when they first come in, not after they paid the bill. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. And as far as like employee, if I had an employee that did that, you're fired. Like that's just me. You don't be respectful or don't be disrespectful to people. I don't care if you like the person. I don't care if you disagree with their political views or not. That's not your job. Do your effing job and call it a day. Like it's that simple. My opinion. So that's all I gotta say about that. Um, Here's one that I found interesting. You guys have heard me. Uh, well, hold on here. What do we have here? T Dog. I'm gonna put T Dog's response over on YouTube here. Staff's entitled to the views. The staff is reflection of the business, and it's not their job to share political. Yes, thank you, T Dog 19. Appreciate it. That's so true, so true. Do your effing job, people. All right, this next article, the gentleman I'm going to talk about, you've heard me. Oh man, oh, it hurts to say this, but I've kind of mocked him in the past. Um, Senator Fetterman here at in Pennsylvania, out of Pennsylvania. I've often said, like, when he first got into Congress, it was kind of like he's dressing up in gym shorts and a hoodie. And I was like, he kind of looks like he's just waiting for the next pickup game, right? Like, hey, I got next on the basketball court, right? Over the past year, as this Democrat congressman has really kind of surprised me. Fetterman saves Mullen in key vote. Now, I brought up not last week, the week before, that Markwayne Mullen's nomination into the Homeland Security. So the Senate Homeland Security Committee advised Senator Markwayne Mullen's nomination to serve as the Secretary of Homeland Security on Thursday in an 8-7 vote, with a Democrat providing the decisive margin after a Republican nearly killed it. This blows. You can look this up. Senator Rand Paul, the committee chairman, voted against advancing Mullen's nomination to the full Senate. That set up Democrat Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania to cross party lines and cast a vote that kept his nomination alive. So here's the thing, and this is I really hate the us versus them mentality, but it's like Senator John Fetterman is a registered Democrat, and he has gone on record to say that he shares more Democratic views, but he often, not often, but there's been several times where he's gone against overall party views. And in his interviews, if you watch his interviews and you listen to what he's saying, he's really like, I'm for the people. I want to do what's right, what I feel is right. That's something that should be in every senator's playbook in the country. I'm not saying all senators are like this. I would probably say there's a lot of senators that don't have that mentality, and that they're just looking out for the party whatever is in the party's best interest. It shouldn't be about the party's best interest. It should be about the best interest of the people of this land and this great nation. So, uh, Senator John Fetterman, if you end up seeing this, thank you, sir, for continuing your service and doing a good job. So I said it. Yeah. It's crazy. It's just a crazy world we're living in right now. Speaking of crazy, um, how many people are happy with gas prices where you're at? Let's take a minute here. I'm going to sit back for a second. But what are gas prices in your area right now? I please leave a comment and let me know what the gas prices are like in your area. I'm going to take a minute because this is important to me. I just bought a diesel truck, and I know that I can literally hear people like, "Ooh, yeah," like diesel's 5.39 out here in some places. The gas station down the street from the house here, it's like 5.39 as of last night, and it was 5.19 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and it was under $5 a week ago. So I'm just kind of curious, like, what are gas prices in? I know we've got people all over the country. We got some out here in the East Coast. I got a bunch of you in the Midwest right now. Um, Bethany, Uncle Chris, if you get, well, what's it like up in Wisconsin area, Illinois, Minnesota area? What's that like? And I know you're out in AZ, and I got some people over on the other channels that are out in California. I can only imagine what California is like. Good God. 349, and it went up 30 cents in 2 days. My God. Is it 340? That seems, wow. That seems like that's a lot for Wisconsin. I've always thought Wisconsin was like less than everybody else. It went up 30 cents in 2 days. Folks, I got to tell you, you got to really look at what's going on. And before I know somebody's going to kind of add me your fear mongering. I'm not. You guys don't have to take my word for anything. The stuff that I bring and present to you guys, it's very simple. I present this because I find it interesting, and then it's like, put the puzzle pieces together yourself, right? Let's not be lazy. Is that Charlinda Scale? Hold on a second. Hold on. Is this Charlinda Scales? OMG. Sis, what's up? Thank you for jumping on, man. I am honored. Charlinda Scales, that you want to talk about a veteran entrepreneur that is doing big things in the world. Go follow her stuff. I love you too, sis. I appreciate you. Are you going to be in Texas next month? Let's see here. Chris Alex in Western Wisconsin, 3.29 per gallon, 4.79 for diesel. I like that price. Better than what I'm getting. Over $4 a gallon in Arizona. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy what gas prices are doing right now. Charlinda, yes, good. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Charlinda. Thank you for jumping on. That's the first time she jumped on. I love it. Those of you that don't know, Charlinda Scales, been a friend of mine. She's written a book. Rock Bottom Your Trampoline. Go check it out. I think I said that right. If not, post your book, Charlinda, in a link below. She is a force to be reckoned with. She's done a lot of great things. You go look Charlinda, Google her. That's all I'm gonna say. Google Charlinda Scales, and you'll see all the stuff that she's been doing. Amazing woman. Gabriel Wren, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, man. So and I appreciate those of you that are leaving gas prices on here, because this is amazing. They're not amazing, but it's absolutely crazy. I would have thought that gas prices would have gone down by now. Trump moves to free up fuel supply chains. So I guess President Trump has issued a 60-day Jones Act waiver in effort to lower shipping costs for fuel supplies. It sounds good. I'll believe it when I see it. The act prohibits foreign flag ships from transporting goods between U.S. ports. Waiving the policy allows them to do so. The Jones Act, which was signed by then President Woodrow Wilson as part of the Merchant Marine Act of 1920, aimed to protect the maritime industry, although it increased shipping costs. Yeah, I didn't like the sound of that. So it's like, all right, cool. This is one of those things, guys, where it's like, are gas prices going to come down finally? I don't know. This whole thing that's going on, yeah, everything that's going on with Operation Epic Failure Fury. Sorry. Let's just hope for a quick resolution. That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll move on to the next one. What do we have here? Who else we got here? David Gordon. Good morning, sir. How are you? Don't Google Gabriel. That's okay. All right. This next article is for my veterans and military personnel that's out there right now. The Pentagon memo sets stricter processes for religious beard exemptions. What do you guys think about that? Have you guys seen this? Tightening regulation. I remember back in my day, like it was clean shaven. It wasn't what you see here, unless you were in one of the special units. The Pentagon is tightening the regulations governing religious exemptions to military grooming standards, requiring more detailed reviews and stricter documentation across all service branches. Troops seeking religious waivers for beards will now have to prove senior military service officials that they have sincerely held beliefs that require they grow their facial hair. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Again, it was one of those where I even remember back in my day, people argued this not as much as what I'm seeing in the last, I would say, 8-10 years, but back then it was more. It was no beards. It was clean cut. Everything was uniform. Let's see here. We got no to the beardos. It's a touchy. Yeah, it is touchy feely. But then it was like one of those, like back in my day, we talked about other militaries have it around the world, and it was just like, yeah, but we're kicking their ass, so like we probably shouldn't use that as an example, right? At least that was my mindset back then. Now, I think I definitely think if you're in garrison, you need to be squared away, and I know one of the other things was what was it, like a gas mask, something about the ceiling of it, and I don't know. There's a slew of other things. What do we have here? Service is a privilege, not a right. Yep. Let me see here. What did T Dog say? Come on, and then it gets out of control because of. I agree with that. Here's the thing: rules are rules, right? If you don't like the rules, then don't play. I think it's that simple, right? Gabe, what do we have? It's much bigger than beards. We can go an entire episode. Oh, let's do it, Gabe. Write it up. Let's do it. I think it's one of those things with like rules. That's like saying, oh, I'm going to go work for this place here, and then you get there and you're like, well, I don't like this rule. I'm going to change everything. Get the out of here. Clean shaven, clean cut. Like if you don't like it and it doesn't fit, then don't do it. It's that yeah, that simple. All right, let's move on because I want to get into the shows this week. I didn't get a chance. They got some really good episodes this week. The FBI is buying location data on Americans. Here's what it means. Let me read that title again. Just the FBI is buying location data on Americans. I, for one, am shocked. The FBI is once again buying location data on Americans, confirming surveillance method that had largely faded from the public's view. I wonder why. As I get a knock on the door, and there's 3 black SUVs in front of my house right now. During the Senate hearing this week, Director Kash Patel said the agency is purchasing data sold on the open market that can reveal where people go and how they move. Where's the money coming from? Is that taxpayers' dollars? I'm just asking for a friend. This is the first clear acknowledgement since 2023 when the FBI said it had stepped away from the practice. That position has now changed, and the shift rises to fresh questions about how investigators access sensitive digital trails. Now, for us normal folk, usually we think that, in order to get that information, the difference comes down to the source. So instead of requesting records from phone carriers, which usually requires a warrant, the FBI is turning to data brokers that collect location history from apps and connected devices. They're going right to these brokers that are collecting everything. So I don't know. I'd say turn your location history off, but I'm sure that there's ways where they can track you anyway, right? So how's the FBI getting this data? Well, they said that the agency relies on information it considers legally available under an existing privacy law, including the Electronics Communication Privacy Act, said Patel. The legal line hinders on who holds the data. And a 2018 Supreme Court ruling requires law enforcement to get a warrant for your location records from cell providers, but that protection does not apply to data sold by third parties. Now, one of the things that I saw in this article was the FBI's reason for doing this is because it's helping them catch criminals quicker. Their words, not mine. Yeah, Ken says data mining has been going on for Here's the thing. When we as a society started buying these pocket computers, right? And you remember the old flip phones? You remember the ones even before that, the big ones that was like 10 pounds where you had to like hold up the big ass battery and you're like, they could track those back then. Now I could turn this off. There's no battery, man. Remember, these new ones don't have any batteries. This is an iPhone. I don't give a damn, whatever. And you could turn this off and they still can skiff you. And that's public record too. You can look that stuff up. There's ways to I'm gonna stop right there because we're on YouTube right now and they'll have every excuse to shut me down again. Anyway, so when we got into the cell phone stuff, it was kind of like, and I've said this before, you guys have heard me say this before, it's like we think we have privacy rights. Look those up. That's all I'm going to say about that for today. Next up, Marjorie Taylor Greene rips Trump for going after Joe Kent. Have you guys seen this one, the Joe Kent story lately? So she rips into the Trump administration for going after Joe Kent and trying to jail him before anyone on the Epstein list. When I looked this up, there was only a couple, but she went on X, formerly known as Twitter. What was this? Yesterday. Former Trump supporter Marjorie Taylor Greene called out the president and his administration as Joe Kent allegedly faces an FBI investigation. She shared a video calling him a Gold Star husband who has been deployed 11 times and said he could now end up in prison like Tina Peters, a Gold Star mom. Quick background, Joe Kent, the top aide to Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, recently resigned from the Trump administration over the U.S. war in Iran and is being investigated for allegedly leaking classified information. I'm not saying he did or didn't. I'm weighing more on the side of that's hard to believe, but Kent is a former Army Green Beret and CIA paramilitary officer. Uh, he was appointed in early 2025 to lead the National Counterterrorism Center, or NCC. He's a Gold Star spouse, honoring the loss of his spouse while serving in the military. Green criticized the Trump administration as Kent faces an FBI investigation. This was yesterday, March 19th, shared on Twitter or X, excuse me, saying that so the Trump administration, and I quote, this is a quote from Green. So the Trump administration is going to put Joe Kent in jail before anyone on the Epstein list or anyone from Obama's Russiagate or anyone from the COVID tyranny, end quote. I don't know. I look at this and I've seen this on other things. David, what do we have here? Said it's a myth. You could serve and still be a turd. Absolutely. You guys aren't wrong. Listen, I hear what you Ken and David are saying, but let's look at this for a second. Let's say, and since this is still allegedly, Joe Kent resigns and it comes out later on because again and I'm going against my own rule by even reading this right now because this came out yesterday and I usually do the 72-hour rule. That's my rule, 72 hours. But I feel my gut's telling me that he's being set up for something, and maybe he's not wrong, hence his leave. But here's the other thing, like in Green, I agree with her on this. If this is the case, why didn't anybody on the Epstein list get? Why isn't public knowledge that anybody's getting in trouble or going to jail for that? Obama's Russiagate, nothing there, and then the COVID tyranny, like Fauci and all those other people. Like what's going on with that, right? It makes you wonder. That's all I'm saying. It makes you think. Put the puzzle pieces together, folks. That's why I do this. Not fear mongering and you know who you are. There's several of you out there. Adam, you're fear mongering on your show. Shut up. Fear mongering. Shit. Anyway, let's get into some stuff that we got coming up. Let's get back into the positive stuff. Use your head, folks. Use your head. Put the puzzle pieces together. And here's the thing. You got booted after your turd comment. Yeah. Social media, I tell you what, they don't like us. YouTube was down for the last 2 weeks. We're finally back up because I said I was promoting violence by the sale of I'm not going to repeat, but it wasn't the case. It was an educational piece. And Gabriel Wren, if you're still on here, that was our video from Harrisburg show. All right, we got some cool stuff coming up. I'm gonna start off with. Let me remove that background first so you guys can see this better. Hold on a second. There we go. Military Creator Con, April 16th through the 18th. You guys have heard me talking about this for months. I'm loving this. We've got a killer lineup now of speakers that are going to be at this. You can still get tickets to this. There's not very many left. Use promo code HMG10. I had a bigger code last week and the week before and sold out of those. So you could still get a promo code HMG10. Go to militarycreatorcon.com, HMG10, give you 10% off. I'd love to see you guys there. We've got a huge crowd that is going to be there. They've sold out of the rooms at this particular hotel. We had to open it up for 8 more, sold out of those. This is where it's going to be at. If you were a creator, you're military, or maybe you're not in the military and you support the military and the veteran community, this is a great networking opportunity. This is the first year that we're doing this. As you can see, these three, it's like the Three Stooges right here. James Van Buren, Shane Douglas, and myself. This was this last year's picture, I think. at Podfest in Orlando, Florida, and this year is our first year doing this on our own as its own separate event. So super excited about it. If you can be down there, get there. You're gonna love it, I think. But hey, and I'm speaking. So if you want to come, throw apples and vegetables at me while I'm on stage, that's fine too. Next up, next Saturday, we have the Mr. and Mrs. Military Leadership Showcase. Saturday, March 28th at 6 p.m. at the Ambassador Auditorium in Pasadena, California. They showcased veterans in the community and honoring those that were impacted by the California wildfires. So if there's anybody out in the Pasadena, California area that would like to attend to this, here you go. Go to mmmilitary.net, mmmilitary.net, and you can get your tickets. It's for next Saturday. What else do we got? We got another one here. Actually, we got two more. Saturday, May 2nd, from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., we've got the Hero Fest, second annual Hero Fest in Florida. Now, this is going to be at Krabby Bill's, which is just north of St. Petersburg. So if you're familiar with like the Tampa Bay area, you got Tampa, St. Pete, that whole area on that. It's in the Bay Area, so it's on the west side of the state. But come on down. This is going to be downtown Palm Harbor at Krabby Bill's. There's going to be 2 stages, 5 bands, 2 VIP areas. There's going to be over 150 vendors. So come on down, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you're in Florida, come on out. We are going to be there. We're going to have a table down there. We're going to be doing some interviews. We've got our friends from Salute to American Heroes. Renee Wagner is going to be down there. Adam Peters from the Strategic Veterans coming on over to help out with interviews and stuff like that. It's all about the heroes, right? Heroes community. When they asked us if we would be willing to support and come on down, it was a no-brainer for us, right? So, and if you're looking to do a family vacay and you're off that weekend and you need something to do, there you go. May 2nd, come on down. What else do we got? We also have the National Social Media Awards, June 7th. Now, voting has commenced. They are putting all of the votes that have been put in, but go check it out, nationalsocialmediaawards.com, and stay tuned because I'm going to be making an announcement. We do have a table that we are going to that we're sponsoring there this year. It's their first year doing it here in the United States. They've been doing it for years overseas. It's been very popular. They got a big lineup, so stay tuned for more information on that. But June 7th in LA, so we're looking forward to that. All right, and then of course now let's dive into some of the shows here. Yep, we got time. We're doing it. Boom. One of our newest shows, the newest show on Heroes Media Group, Uncommon Sense. This show is hilarious. I love it. This is a great show. There's a funny story about this. So the guy with the goatee and kind of the great Army veteran, and sells me my truck, and I'm up there. I'm signing the paperwork, and maybe I may have told this story already, but I'm gonna tell you again. Says, hey man, I looked you up. Can I ask you a business question about podcasting? He's like, forgive me for being unprofessional. I'm selling you a truck, but I got a question about podcasting. I was like, sure. I sat and talked to him for like an hour about podcasting and whatnot. Next day, sends me his stuff, says he wants to join HMG. And here he is. Boom. So Uncommon Sense, find them on YouTube or go to heroesmediagroup.com and you can see their shows there. And this, watch out for it. They're coming on strong. And pay attention to these guys. Fun show. All right, let's dive into some of these other shows here. This week, the Decision Hour with yours truly. Let me just throw that back out there real quick. Just a friendly reminder to some of you. From bottleneck to breakthrough, building a business that runs without you. This week, I got Lindsay Coral. She's a operations strategist and the founder of Daily Principle. She comes on to discuss the critical importance of building a business that thrives without relying solely on the founders. Drawing from her global experience and her personal wake-up call after she had a heart attack, she reveals why entrepreneurs often become bottlenecks in their own companies and how letting go through intentional delegation and smart structural planning can save not only their health, but ensure a longer lasting success of their business. The Decision Hour. Check it out. It was a good show. I really like this one. Next up, Double S Podcast. They're going to be live this Sunday on March 22nd. Last week, Gene wasn't able to do it. He jumped on and says, hey, we're rescheduling for this week. So stay tuned for that. Double S Podcast, live this Sunday. Next up, Misfit Nation Podcast. This week, the Tuesday crew welcomes Michael Allen, a U.S. Army Green Beret veteran turned alternative rock artist whose music blends raw emotion, grunge intensity, and real-life storytelling. He's based out of Nashville, creates music for people who have lived through something and carry those experiences with them. Inspired by the sound and spirit of grunge and alternative rock, his songs combine heavy melodies with a stripped-down honesty. Love it. Check it out. Misfit Nation Podcast. Next up, we got Homefront Sit Rep Podcast. They bring on this cool nonprofit organization from boots to beaches, rest, recovery, and the power of a veteran vacation. This was really cool. They explore the inspiring story behind Boots to Beaches, a nonprofit dedicated to providing vacations for veterans, active duty service members, first responders, and Gold Star families, and how the veteran-owned travel agency Valor Vacations, look them up, Valor Vacations, plays a key role in making those life-changing experiences possible. Really cool episode. And if you guys are looking to plan like a family trip this summer or late fall, check out Valor Vacations and check out From Boots to Beaches. And you can find that on the Homefront Sit Rep Podcast this week. Next up, we got our friends over at the Arms Room, the OGs of HMG. This week, they're discussing getting more involved in Zone 3. What's Zone 3? It's your community. How do you get more involved in your community? Well, take a listen to this week's Arms Room show. Check it out. Next up, we got the Unbreakable Storm. This week, Discipline Over Chaos. Colton Smith on fighting battles inside and out. Colton Smith. Maybe some of you recognize that name. Well, here's why. Colton shares his story behind headlines, not just the winner of the Ultimate Fighter, but as a U.S. Army combat veteran, elite combatives instructor, and entrepreneur who has been relentlessly committed to breaking generational cycles. This is a great episode. Check it out. It's called the Unbreakable Storm Podcast. And it was actually, this was Olivia's season finale. So this was the wrapping up season 1 of the Unbreakable Storm. Check it out. Great way to end. Awesome episode. Next up, we got the Strategic Veteran. This week, what happens when the Army sends you home before you're ready? Ooh, how many of us have been there? Army veteran Anthony Potter joins the show to talk about the reality of being med-boarded out of the military and the identity crisis that can follow. The conversation, Anthony shares the reality many veterans face after leaving the military: rejection in the civilian world, loss of identity, and the quiet struggle that happens when the uniform comes off. The Strategic Veteran, great episode. Take a listen to this one. Eye-opening. Next up, we got the Disgruntled PM. Mike Levway, hope I said that right. Explore the essential elements of project management, emphasizing the importance of communication, trust, and understanding within teams. They dive into the nuances of physical security, and the significance of certifications and the impact of effective leadership. Mike highlights the 4 Ds of security. And you're asking, well, what are the 4 Ds? Take a listen to the Disgruntled PM this week, and you'll find out. Check it out. Next up, we got Vet SOS podcast. Jane Babcock returns to the Vet SOS network to break down some of the most misunderstood and often overlooked VA benefits available to veterans and their families. She's got decades of experience as a veteran benefits educator, and she's also the former county veteran service officer. She's helped file over 1,200 VA claims and now dedicates her time to ensuring veterans and survivors understand the benefits that they have earned. Some of the things that they unpack in this episode: how veterans and families can plan ahead using VA's Planning Your Legacy Guide. Another thing they talk about is understanding survivor benefits, what aids and attendance benefits are, and how they support aging veterans and spouses. This was a very educational episode. Check it out, the Vet SOS podcast. Stay with me, folks. We just got a few more here. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead podcast with JJ Hardy this week. Special guest Dan Schleider, of a retired U.S. Navy Seabee first class petty officer, combat veteran. He's now a financial mentor dedicated to helping service members and families build stronger financial futures. Great episode. Dives into some of the key things that you should be doing with you and your family between now and like retirement, or getting you ready for retirement. Check it out. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead podcast. Keep It Spiritually Simple. Sandra McEllis, she's got some new episodes coming out this afternoon, so stay tuned for that. Senior Living Guide, best-selling author and retirement happiness expert, Mr. Tom Marks, joins the show. Tom shares how retirees can shed societal expectations and rediscover their unique identities after a lifetime defined by career, family roles, and possessions. Check it out, seniorlivingguide.com. Patriots Inside the Wire. They're rebranding. I've been in talks with them. We got some new stuff probably coming out next week, so stay tuned for that. Label Free podcast. Deanna, host Deanna got on this week. Is not a full episode. She had a loss of a family member this week. So first off, I want to say, Deanna, because I know you watch this, we love you here from the network. We're sorry for your loss. She thanks her listeners and for their support, and she will be back here very shortly with some new episodes. So stay tuned for that Label Free podcast. Next up, we got the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6 every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time this week. Shane Schreck, creator of the Schreck Method, a system focused on helping people build and maintain positive habits and mental frameworks for a healthier, more productive life. This was awesome episode. I love this. They also featured music from Matt Rawls, whose songs carry powerful stories and reflections from real life experiences. Go check out the People's Patriot Project. Another OGs of HMGs have been on with us since day one. I love them. Next up, we got Other Side of the Firewall. This episode, they cover the latest in cybersecurity, AI vulnerabilities, and government system security, and the importance of human validation in AI-driven security tools. I've learned so much from this, and now with AI, AI is not coming. AI is here. It's taking over. This is a great show. Learn from the experts, and they dumb it down to where even Adam Bird can understand it. So Other Side of the Firewall, check it out. And if I can understand it, pretty much anybody can. So next up, we got Pushing Back Chaos. This is episode 104, but it's episode 4 called the Internal Barometer. And this is episode 4 of I'd Buy Me a Drink series. So they've been doing a series called I'd Buy Me a Drink. This is episode 4 of that series. It's called the Eternal Barometer. And this week they explore external scorecards. Stop regulating your sense of worth, and why you're developing an internal barometer becomes essential for leadership, fatherhood, and life and integrity. So this is what they dig into this episode. Why success and praise eventually lose their power. The quiet danger of succeeding without inner alignment. How elite operators develop an internal compass under pressure. Just to name a few, and a few other things that they cover in this. This is a great episode. Pushing Back Chaos. Check it out. Chasing happiness. This week, trusting God in hard times. What do you do when the storm won't stop and you've been asking why with no answer? This is an amazing episode. Ryan, I've known for years. He's really open up about kind of the storm that he's going through right now, and his relationship with God, and it's very heartfelt. And if you're stuck in a storm right now in your life that you feel like it's never going to end, you need to hear this because you're not alone, and you're not done. So check it out, Chasing Happiness. Last but not least, we got Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. This week, episode 24, they explore what it means to lead like a lighthouse, steady, unshaken, and consistent when everything around you is in chaos. Amazing. Check it out, Voices from the Front Line. Shout out to our community partners, Green Valley Hunters Paradise. They've got some, and I just realized I didn't put my bad, guys. Green Valley Hunters Paradise. Go to their Facebook page or their Instagram page. They have 2 events coming up. They got their annual fishing day that's coming in April, and then they have a turkey shoot coming up, I believe, in May. So please go check it out. Hey, David, appreciate you, brother, as always. Have a great weekend, man. Be safe out there. Appreciate you. Green Valley Hunters Paradise, Instagram, Facebook. Check out the 2 events if you can make it down there. They're in Bath County, Virginia. It's a beautiful area. Come check it out. They also check out their hunts that they have. They've got some upland bird hunts coming up. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go check them out. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle getting ready to open up here in about a week. I can't wait. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle, veteran-owned company down in southern Pennsylvania. You definitely want to check them out. Mountain Up, appreciate you guys. It's tax season. How many of you have not done your taxes yet? Be honest. Be honest. Maybe you need some help. Let the professionals help you. My Tax Fella, go to mytaxfella.com. Talk to Anthony Moriello. He's got a fantastic team over there. A lot of people, great people. And they have saved tons of money for me. I love their services. They're on top of it. mytaxfella.com. Check it out. And then, of course, we've got Forget Genetics, another veteran-owned, family-run company. Forget Genetics. You want the deer, the animals. If you're an outdoorsman, if you want the woodland creatures in your yard, go to Forget Genetics. I'm telling you, best stuff on the market, hands down. You'll see why they are one of the fastest growing companies in the country right now. HMG Beverage. We still got some coffee. We got some coffee. Big order came in. Go check it out. HMGbeverage.com or HMGcoffee.com, and stay tuned. I might do a giveaway the first week of April. I don't know, maybe, but you got to stay tuned. You got to be here to find out. What a week. As I wrap up, again, just throwing that out there. Good morning from California. Hey, California, thank you for jumping on. Appreciate you over there. Brett up in Canada, thank you. Those of you that all left comments, thank you. Means a lot to me. It really does. Let's have a great week this week. This week in the weather, again, Mother Nature, take your medicine because this bipolar stuff I'm sick of it. I hope the weather is nice out this weekend for you. Get off your phones, get off the computers, get away from the TV, get outside this weekend if weather permits. Don't get the 45-degree syndrome. And the stuff that I talked about, those of you that have been leaving comments and sending me, private messages, you're fear-mongering, this and that. Again, I present this stuff for you guys to put your own conclusions together, right? We've built a solid community here at Heroes Media Group over the last 10 and a half years. Let's keep building this community. I need your help. I can't do it by myself. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to be back here next week before Easter. I believe it's Good Friday next week. So, yeah, let's have a great week this week. Protect your minds, folks. Let's have a great week. I love y'all. Appreciate you. God bless you. God bless America. We'll see you here next week, same time.